Wednesday, and I am attempting a 24-hour readathon, and I'm bringing you guys along for the journey. This is going to be my first ever 24-hour readathon, which is super exciting but also very scary, so we'll see how it goes. We're going to do it from noon on Wednesday to noon on Thursday. Basically, I'm alone in the apartment until like Friday evening when my boyfriend comes back from a work trip. So I thought I'd try it out and see. It's my last vacation week before work and everything, so it's all the excuses combined together. So I have a huge stack of books which we can go through very quickly. These are all just options, not like I'm trying to read all of them. So the first one on my stack is The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. I'm pretty sure all of you guys know about this. Then we have an adult romance called Petal Plucker by Iris Moreland. This is one I really want to get to. It's only over 200 pages long, and this is a like rom-com adult romance about this girl who works in a flower shop, and when she was younger this boy stood her up for prom, and now he's back in her life. So then we got the newest Readathon book, which is the rest of the story, which follows a girl named Emma, and Emma has always lived with her father. She doesn't really know her mother. I believe she passed away when Emma was very young, and this one summer Emma goes back to visit her mother's family, and she also meets her childhood best friend that she had, and I think it's all about her finding herself and also finding if she wants to stay with her mother's family or her father. We have another adult romance, which is Meet Cute by Helena Hunting. I'm really excited for this one. I've heard mixed reviews, but I'm still like positive I'm going to like it. This follows Kaylin and Daxter, and basically when they were younger they had this relationship, and then Daxter betrayed Kaylin. Years later he needs help gaining the custody of his 13-year-old sister, and Kaylin is a lawyer, so you know where that's gonna go. I feel like the holy grail of booktube is also on my book reading list, and that is The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. This is also one I really want to get to because I did read 99% Mine and loved it. So we'll see for this one. This is a hate to love office romance. Can't wait to read it. We also have Fake It Till You Break It by Jen P. Nwig. I never know how to say her name, but this has Asian rep. It follows Meaghan and Jake, and both their parents want them to date specific kinds of people, so they decide to fake date so that they can like pretend to be dating for their parents and then date other people on the side. And we have two fantasy books which I don't know much about. The first one being Sea Witch by Sarah Henning. This is kind of like an Ursula retelling. I really want to read this because I love book sets at sea. And the last one on my forever growing list is The Devouring Grey by Christine Lynn Herman, which kind of sounds like Stranger Things, which is why I want to read it. So the books I'm debating to to start the readathon are, sorry, this is really close to my face, are these three. Ooh, this would make a nice picture. I love the color scheme of this. So we have a 1 YA and 2 adult romances. They're all like significantly short. Like these two, like this one and this one are very short. This one, I don't know how many pages. Okay, this one's almost 400. So I might like spread out my reading into like one young I can't talk. One young adult, one adult, one young adult, one adult, or something. Okay, this one's out for now. Do I want to go with the like someone broke my heart and redemption arc, or do I want to go with fake dating that turns into actual loving each other? Okay, I think I'll start with this, and then we'll go into this, and then we might go back and return to The Hating Game. So, we're starting with this one. I hope I really enjoy it because this is like my most recent purchase. I got it yesterday and I've been so excited to get it in the mail. So once it strikes noon, we're going to start reading this. I am going to get all snuggled up on my couch and maybe bring a salad and some Pepsi because that's my brand. And yeah, I'll see you when the readathon actually starts. Hello! I am now all comfortable and sitting down with my blanket in the living room. I brought my potential stack of books with me so I don't lose any time, and we are going to start this first one very, very soon. Also, I acquired the goods. Let me show you my little setup. So this is like my comforter that I brought in the living room. We have a fan going because it's kind of warm. My best friend right here, which she's in a bad mood today because I let her out a little bit later than I usually do because I went to get myself breakfast, so it took a little bit more time. And We've got the yummy foods and my favorite drink of all times, which is Pepsi. This salad is honestly life-changing. Usually I make it with radish, but I ate all of my radish already. So this is just romaine lettuce with cucumbers with apple vinegars, apple cider vinegar, why am I blanking on this, and some olive oil. So good with salt and pepper. Oh, hello! She decided to join us. Okay. Oh, okay. And I'm also on the television going to put some background music on Spotify, which is my favorite thing to do. My favorite artist of all time, you guys can't really see this, can you? My favorite artist of all time is actually Passenger. If you guys don't know Passenger, I highly recommend it. It's great reading music as well. I've seen him twice in concert when he's been to Montreal, and he's just my favorite person ever. So we're gonna listen to that while we read, and around like 2 or 3ish we'll make a late nachos lunch, and yeah, that's it, and I'll update you guys when I start reading and I have any thoughts. Hello friends, it's now 2:25 and I'm currently in the kitchen waiting for my nachos to cook, so I thought I'd update you guys on my reading. I finished this book. It took me around 2 hours and it was like 210 pages, so it was good. My sister did FaceTime me a little bit, so I got sidetracked, but all was well in the world. I'm giving this 4 out of 5 stars, maybe like a 3.75 for. It wasn't my favorite adult romance, but it was very cute. I just think it wasn't long enough for our characters to be fleshed out. A lot of it was more like of their story when they were kids, about the competition of them owning, oh my god, this is so heavy, owning flower shops, and then their physical attraction. So I feel like I didn't get to know the characters on such a deep level that I wish I had, but overall it was a very good rom-com, very cute. I love the flower and like florist elements, and I just think it was a very fun read. So now I think I'm going to go and pick out my next book while they cook, so I'll bring you along with me. Sorry if this is shaky. Okay, so I'm like crouching down and I look ridiculous. This is the stack of books that I'm trying to get to today. I think the next book I'm going to pick up is Fake It Till You Break It. Again, very short book, so I should be able to finish this in a few hours as well. So once my nachos cook, I'm actually going to take a break and watch something and then jump right back into this, so I don't get into like a black hole of YouTube videos and Law and Order reruns. Hello friends! It is now 4:15 and I decided I'm going to take a bath. It's like 25 degrees outside, but I still want to take a bath, so I brought in a fan and we're gonna read in the tub. I only took like a 20-minute break since I've talked to you guys to watch on BookTube, but I've been doing really good on my reading. As for an update, I'm like 90 pages through this and oh my god, you guys, I love this so much. Like, this makes me so happy. This is a dual perspective narrative, which is my favorite kind of thing for contemporary books. Oh, this is so heavy. I love the story when it's told from a boy and a girl, or like whatever perspective. I love both of these characters, and I love like the fake dating and everything that's going on in here. It's really going to be a 5-star read if it keeps going this way, and I'm so happy. So I'm gonna use a bath bomb, go in the bath, and do some more reading and update you guys after. It's like 6:30 now. I just came out of the tub. I was literally in the bath for 2 hours and I finished it, you guys, and my heart is broken and full and I feel like I'm gonna have a book hangover. This is like the 5 stars if you couldn't guess, and I recommend this book to like any living soul. I don't know why I like it so much, but it filled me up with so many emotions, and my bath was great. It was just such a good reading experience, and I kind of want to reread this. I'm so happy I have this in my collection. And Swoon Reads, everything I read by Swoon Reads is like the best, honestly. I'm gonna have a more coherent like wrap up at the end of this vlog, but just know you should pick it up, take it out from your library, try it. I swear to you, if you guys like any of the books I talk about on my channel, if you have similar reading taste than I do, goddamn, pick this one up. And now I'm debating between the next books I want to read, because that is going to be hard to live up to. I was thinking maybe picking this one up, but then I realized I think I would rather do one adult book, one young adult. Since Fake It Till You Break It was an adult book, I'm then was a young adult's book. I need to pick between 2 different adult books that I have. The first one is The Hating Game. Do I want to succumb to all the booktube hype, or do I want to go with the newer release, which is Meet Cute? Like, both of them sound so goddamn appealing. They both look like they're gonna have very angsty kind of romances. I'm like, so I've been staring at these 2 books for like 5 minutes. I have no idea what to choose. I wish you guys were like not virtual and were actually with me and helping me decide, because I mean, I'm probably gonna get to both of them, and they're both almost the same length, and I just want to sit outside with my Pepsi and read. So I'll figure it out, maybe read a chapter of each and update you guys on what I'll be picking. 1,000 years later, and I decided to go with Meet Cute by Helena Hunting. Basically, I read a few pages of The Hating Game, which it looks fantastic. I'm sure I'll end up reading it, but I read this, and I was already like passing side comments to myself, because it's only me and my bunny, so who am I talking to? I don't know, and I was like, ee, and like making these weird sounds, and I think this is going to be steamy and full of angst and anger, and I'm all for it right now, so this is the one I'm going for, and I'm going to pour myself some Pepsi and sit outside for an hour or 2 before I make myself some dinner, probably just some salad again, and I'll talk to you guys once I've read a little bit of it and tell you guys how I'm feeling about it so far. This literally looks like no time has passed, but time has indeed passed. I'm now 40% through this book, and I am adoring it. I love both the main characters. I love the struggles. Disclaimer though, this book and its cover are not the same. I mean, like, the book is a lot darker than this cover, which I knew when I picked it up, but I think a lot of people will be surprised by this. There's a little bit of angst, but there's a lot of darkness and sadness. This really follows the story of Kaylin, who's a lawyer, and Daxter, who's also a lawyer, but he's an entertainment lawyer. And in the beginning of this book, this is not a spoiler, both his parents die in a car accident, so he's now the legal guardian of his sister, and our main character Kaylin was in charge of her trust fund, but now she's also like in this guardian situation with Daxter, in the sense that his aunt is filing for custody, and there's like a custody battle, and she's like the third party that is a neutral third party, and she has to be there when stuff happens, and it's about like their relationship forming, but also how the loss of a family member and how just death and all that stuff affects people, how we all grieve differently, how we don't always know the intentions of people, and our main character Kaylin is kind of like trying to uncover the truth about Daxter and why he wants to be the guardian of his sister, and why Daxter's aunt is always also trying to get custody, and it's a lot to take in, but I'm really enjoying it. It's a rare adult book I find that has romance but also deals with very important subject matters, and it's something that's real and it happens every day. Also, I studied a lot of law in my degree, and it's really interesting to see that part play out in the book. So overall, I'm adoring it. I'm 150 pages through, so I'm gonna stop for food now because it's like 8:20. So I'm gonna eat, and then I'm gonna keep reading this. Greetings, friends. It's now 10 p.m. and I haven't updated you guys in a while. Also, the lighting's gonna be shit. That's because I'm in my room now. The audio might also be kind of crappy because I have this contraption blowing cold air because it's very, very hot. It's almost like 30 degrees in my room, and yeah, so we're gonna deal with it. I haven't read in a few hours because I was in a very bad headspace. It happens sometimes. I think it happens to everyone. I've been feeling a lot of anxiety because I've got a lot of news recently. I've talked about it in some of my videos where my plans for the next year aren't exactly what I expected them to be, and I'm kind of over the denial part, and it kind of hit me. And anyways, there's a lot of personal stuff in there. I talked with like my best friend from the online world, and he helped me out a bit. We've been talking for a few hours, which is great, but now we are back to reading. I'm on page like 180 something, 183. I want to try to finish this before I take a nap. If I'm going to try to stay up, I might sleep a little bit just because I'm a grandma and I really need my sleep. So yeah, I did get myself another Pepsi right there, as you can see, and I also have my other books in case I want to read anything else. And so, still loving this. This is so different from anything else I've read. I adore it. I might try to read the other things by this author if I end up really enjoying it. And yeah, I'm gonna play some music, read this, and hopefully stay up for a couple of hours. Hello friends, what's up? It's like, what time is it? It is 12:28, so basically 12:30 a.m. And I just finished this gem, which I am giving 5 out of 5 stars to. I will talk about it more in the morning, but I really, really enjoyed this. This was heartbreaking and beautiful and filled with a lot of different things, and I really enjoyed that it wasn't just light and fluffy. So that's out of the way. I think I'm going to watch a little bit of YouTube, maybe some adult romance recs, because I'm really starting to love adult romances, and then read a little bit more, but I am going to go to bed and deal with the amount of time I have left for tomorrow. Still feel very successful as of now. I've read like 700 pages. That was like, what? How many pages were this? Like almost 400. 370 for this. Fake It Till You Break It had like 300, and then Petal Plucker had like 200, so I'm doing good, but I wish I could read like one more book. We shall see how it goes, but I'll update you guys later. Good morning from Henry and I. It's like 9:30, and I just woke up, and I really don't want to get up. I went to bed really, really late yesterday. For me, it was like 3 a.m., but not because I was a good 24-hour readathon person and was reading, although I tried to read. I just think my anxiety took over me yesterday, and I just couldn't fall asleep. I get really jittery when I'm stressed. So what ended up happening is I watched FBE videos on Facebook that are like, try not to sing, try not to whatever, for like 2 hours. And none of the books sounded good to me, so because I have like 2.5 hours left, I decided I'd pick up The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stevan Schabotsky because this is so short and I've been wanting to read it for a really long time. So I think it's the plan for now. I'm literally going to lay in bed here until I'm done, or until noon. We'll see. And then I'll wrap up this vlog and tell you guys more about the books I actually read. I don't consider this a fail if I'm able to read 4 books, because the aim of this was just to get me closer to my reading goal and just to have fun and clear my mind. And although I've been a little bit stressed during this 24 hours, I haven't had this much fun in a really long time. Like just being like there and having a purpose and trying to read and enjoying my books so much, to me was like all that this readathon was really about. So yeah, I'm gonna get to reading now if I actually want to accomplish more books. Hello friends, I have officially moved to the kitchen and I am 75 pages into The Perks of Being a Wallflower, and it is going to be 11, and obviously I don't think I'm going to finish this before the end of the readathon because I forgot how exhausting this is, and I'm not saying that in a bad way, but like I've underlined a lot of passages, and it's just something I want to take my time to get through because there's a lot of thinking involved in this book. It's not just an adult romance that's like super fluffy or whatever. This is more of a reasoning book, coming of age book. It's very emotional, but it's also very tiresome to read. So I don't even know if I'm going to like finish this today or maybe finish it tomorrow, doing like half and half. I don't know. I'll figure it out, but it's just to let you know, at least I've been making some progress, and I really, really love this book. I really love the discussions that are in here. I enjoy it. I enjoy the discussions on family and friendship and what it means to be different and being up in your head, and I just really appreciate our main character Charlie and his evolution and his, you know, it packs a punch. So I'm gonna take a little break, watch a little bit of YouTube and eat a snack, and then try to read at least a page 100 for today. Hello friends, it is now 1:13. I don't even know if you can see that. The readathon finished 1 hour ago, and I basically finished and straight away went to the grocery store and did a bunch of dishes because I finished and I'm kind of exhausted, but at the same time I'm still in a very big reading mood, which means that I'm probably just gonna go and have some lunch after this and start vlogging again and probably take a bath and read some more. I want to start some new books, and I just feel like this readathon was exactly what I needed. I am exhausted. Like 24 hours of reading and like physically forcing yourself to sit there and read is actually kind of hard, and I didn't realize that before trying it for myself, but it's definitely not the last time I will be doing this kind of thing. I think I want to do a few of them in the summer, and I've had like a really good idea for the next 24-hour readathon I want to do with like a twist on it, which I'm not gonna give out here. You're gonna have to like subscribe to my channel or keep watching me to know more, but I'm really excited, and I have a lot of videos planned for the next weeks, and I just like this made me feel so good. I think the most challenging part of it was trying to find books that weren't going to necessitate so much attention, but that were really more entertaining, because books that I really need to focus on, like this one, probably aren't the best choices for a readathon where you're just trying to read books and have fun. So that's one thing I definitely learned, but I also learned that by doing this kind of thing, I'm really able to relax myself, and even though I did have a little bit of anxiety yesterday, I feel so much more calm and so accomplished, and I think it was the best way to spend some days off. I just think that it kind of refocused my purpose, and it kind of validates why I love to read, just being in your own headspace and not stressing about anything else but having fun, and I'm making content at the same time. So it was fabulous, but without more blabbering, we shall talk books now, which, one second. So, I counted all the pages I read, and I read for a total of 982 pages, which is so close to 1,000, so I'm so proud of myself. The first book which I read was Petal Plucker by Iris Mornland. This is an adult rom-com romance book, and I believe this is self-published. I found it on Amazon, but I'm pretty sure this is a self-published kind of like indie book. I ended up giving 4 out of 5 stars to this book, but I think I might reconsider and give it a 3.5. This was super entertaining, but it had more of a smutty feel than I expected it to, and I'm not saying that because it's bad, like smut books are fine, but I just wanted more of an emotional connection. That's really what I love in adult romance, is that because these two people are older and not as juvenile as YA, you expect there to be more of an emotional connection than there was in this book. This book is just over 200 pages, and I think it lacked in the character development, which lacked in the relationship, because if you don't feel for the characters and the characters don't really get to know each other that well, you can't really connect and you don't enjoy it as much, and I think that was my issue with this one. There was a lot of physical attraction and a lot of backstory to the relationship and why it failed in the first place and why they're rekindling their love now. for a very quick plot of this book, this follows a main character called Dandelion, which is very ironic that the author chose to do that. Dandelion is the name of a flower and she works in a flower shop. It was very cliche. Her name for short is Danny, and ever since she's been a child, her parents have had this flower shop, and she's been helping a lot. She has a very green thumb, and she is basically in competition with a boy her age who moved next door with his family, and they have a flower shop, and it causes rivalry. It's kind of like the Romeo and Juliet of flower stores. And as they grow older, this boy moves out of town, and things had happened between them that left them in a conflict, and he comes back from New York at the beginning of this book, and it's basically them dealing with what was left in the past, what is now in the present, and their very clear physical attraction. I mean, it was cute. I just think the misunderstanding was a very big misunderstanding, and that like the plot could have had more to it, but overall it was a fun read. Then we get into the really good books, and that was Fake It Till You Break It, and I still can't pronounce the author's name. I'll put it on the screen because I feel so bad. This is a young adult romance / contemporary novel, and it follows Jake and Maya, and this was a dual perspective novel, which are honestly my favorite thing ever. Being in the head of two people who like each other makes it so much easier to connect and to root for them than just being in the head of one person. I'm just saying, if I write my book one day, it's gonna have more than one perspective. So, enough with my rant. Basically, what happens in this book is that Mia's mother and Jake's mother are both single moms, and they've been trying to push their children together. They think they would make a really good relationship, but Mia and Jake actually kind of hate each other ever since they were children. They were friends at first. When they grew up, didn't like each other as much, and it's basically them dealing with the fact that their mothers are always trying to push them together, like, oh, Jake, can you drive Mia to school? Oh, you guys are going to go to the dentist together. They're doing something all the time together against their own will, and so they come up with this plan to fake date and then plan this huge breakup so that their mothers don't force them together at the end. But obviously, as two teenagers do, fake love becomes real love, and I just adored everything. There's a lot more to this story. There's a lot of family conversations in here, and what it means to be a single mom, and what it means to have siblings kind of leave. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's a lot of like family balance, and also kind of taking people for granted and not realizing that people who are in your life are significant, and that even sometimes when they annoy you, you actually really need their presence in your life, because if not, it would be so different. And there's a lot of different conversations about chasing your dreams. I just think that this was really well done. The characters were spot on. Jake was a fabulous boy character. I adore his precious little soul, and for one time, Mia was just as special as Jake in their own different ways. They were very opposites, like the yin and yang, and that's what made their connection even more fun to read about. I highly suggest this one. This one is a significantly new release, and I might make a full video about it. I don't know yet, but I highly recommend you guys pick this one up. We then have another fantastic book I read, and that was Meet Cute by Helena Hunting. This is an adult romance, and wow is basically all I have to say. This book completely took me by surprise and blew me away. Like, spot on, you hit a home run, good job. Now I really want to read her other book called The Good Luck Charm, and I think once I buy other books, like maybe next week or something, I'm for sure, like, it's the #1 book on my list. This follows, again, dual perspective narrative. Can you see a tendency? 5 stars to this, 5 stars to this. More dual perspective narratives, please. This follows Kaylin and Daxter, and when they were younger, they actually met in law school, and Daxter was actually this famous teenage author, and Kaylin was a really big fan of his show. They kind of have a meet cute at college, and they end up both being in the same law class, and something kind of happened that created this horrible dynamic between both of them, which Daxter never knew what happened, and Caitlin had this really huge grudge. And now fast forward, I think it's like 5 or 6 years, both of them were lawyers, and at one point Caitlin's working in her office, everything's fine, and his family comes in and they're like, we need help setting up a trust for my daughter, and Caitlin takes that in charge. But later on, both parents die in a car accident, which means Daxter is now in custody of his sister, which means he needs to communicate with Caitlin because he needs to know what's happening with the trust, how it's going to work, sign the documents. And there's also a legal guardian battleship with his aunt who wants to take custody of his sister, and the story unfolds from there. It's basically Caitlin being a third party, neutral third party for the family, and so she gets involved with Daxter and his sister and the aunt, and their relationship unfolds very slowly. It's a lot about family and risking it all for your family and people having bad intentions, and also what it means to have a career and what you would sacrifice for love, and what it means to like someone, and also just having priorities. Sometimes it also discussed the idea that sometimes you promise things to other people and you feel this need to always satisfy other people, but that kind of goes against what you want. This cover is very deceiving, I must say, because this is not at all the story in itself. This story is very dark, very emotional, very beautiful, with some sexy scenes in there as well. Obviously it's an adult romance, but there's so much more to just two people having a physical connection, which is why this book would never stand up to the test versus this book, which is why I kind of want to lower my rating. This is a physical attraction book. This is two people going on a journey together, finding out who they are, finding out what they mean to each other, and what family means, and just getting your shit together and being an adult. And this book was fabulous. I really, really want to make an adult romance recommendation video once I read a few more, because this definitely has to go on there. And the last book I kind of read was The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. I'm now 100 pages into this, and I love this book, but at the same time it's so emotionally draining. Like, they talk about a lot of triggering content, like there's talk of suicide in here, and it's just beautiful but very depressing, and I think everybody knows what this is about. I can't really say much, but watch out for my next recent reads because obviously it's going to be in there. And that's it for my vlog. Hope you guys enjoyed. I think I'm going to do something like that again soon and add more B-roll to it, because I know I didn't focus on that a lot and there's room for improvement, but I had a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!